I wanted to really kind of punch it in the face a little bit and say, this is how we deal with this stuff in 2023. So I thought it would be a really nice bookend and being able to use some of the footage of the second film.
Patrick, phenomenal job on this. I love the Insidious franchise, and you stepped right in and scared the shit out of me. Let me just say, a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
You've collaborated with James Wan on quite a few projects. He's the master of horror, building tension and jump scares. What did you learn from just working with him and observing him that you were able to apply to Insidious: The Red Door?
A couple things, and they're probably not even really related to horror, really. I think, he takes such care of the characters before he puts them in trouble. And so that makes the audience get invested in them, and I could go through all of his movies and say that. So, but that for me is something that, fight for the scenes that are character development, that aren't just, hey, let's just hurry up and get to the scare, So that I learned from him. He also, just kept telling me, make this yours, because he knows that not only just to give me confidence to do whatever I wanted to do, he knows how much that I honor the franchise, but also every shot, every take that you use, every joke, every scare runs through my eyes of what I think is either cool, scary, funny, emotional. So the more that I'm in touch with the movie that I want to make, then the more truthful the movie will be, so that I certainly learned from him.
Insidious is my favorite horror franchise, and I like that we're back with the Lambert family because it feels like I was revisiting old friends to catch up with them.
Yeah.
And Ty Simpkins did a brilliant job at playing that tortured soul. And you've seen him grow from, back in 2006, you guys worked on Little Children together, but you've been a cinematic dad for a long time, and you've seen him grow into a man, into a lead in this film.
Yep.
Can you talk to me about the depths of his performance in this film?
Yeah, I told him very early on when I wanted him to do this, I said, listen, this is going to be a great thing for you. I couldn't imagine doing this without you, but it's going to be hard. I'm gonna push you, and he was game for it. When you have a child actor, more than not, you're just trying to kind of shoot around them or get them to say the line this way, or you're trying to capture their personality, because oftentimes, as soon as you put dialogue in a kid's mouth, it's difficult to say. It's hard. It's a skill. And so I knew this was, and he's done a lot of work, but he's never had a role like this. So I was excited to push him into places that really made him uncomfortable, honestly. But I knew he was game for it, and it's the first thing I said. I said, I hope you're proud of your performance. He's like, some of it, but his performance, certainly in the laundry room sequence when he's in the basement, it's beautiful and tortured and wonderful. So that makes me happy. Because I think he really he lays it all out there, and I think that's important, and it's hard to do. But he's got to have faith in me and in himself. So I thought he did a great job. I'm glad you liked it.
He knocked it out of the park. Now, the events of the Red Door take place after Insidious 2, like right after Insidious 2, but 10 years have kind of passed since we've seen the family. Can you talk to me about how the events of Insidious 1 and 2 have affected the family in the last 10 years?
Sure. That's exactly why I wanted to do the movie. In fact, there really wasn't in the original concept, because it really wasn't. It was more about Dalton going to college and some other events in there. And I said, if I'm doing this movie, whether it's an actor or director, I gotta unpack the end of Insidious 2. That family went through an incredible amount of trauma. Regardless of who possessed who, you're still watching your dad go crazy town, in that film, and what that would do to the family, and what that would do. And then, by the way, having your wife have to just bury that secret, and we'll see how that goes. So that's not going to work. That's just not how life works. So it was important to me to use those tools of the first two movies, and some of the techniques and some of the humor and some of the strangeness and the quirkiness and the pacing and some of the look, but I wanted to really kind of punch it in the face a little bit and say, this is how we deal with this stuff in 2023. So I thought it would be a really nice bookend and being able to use some of the footage of the second film. I kind of found my way in that laundry room sequence. I saw some angles that I thought that could be a POV of Dalton. And then we just really kind of reverse engineered that whole structure. Because you want the audience the audience has grown too, right? Stranger Things has come out, all things that use kind of the further, the upside down, all these things that we did 15 years ago, right? So you audiences expect more now too, and we're at a different place. We're in a different place of country as an audience, people, all that. So I wanted to address that, and how we deal with problems now is maybe different than we would have then, and I think that's good. That's healthy.
You did such a great job of crafting this film. I absolutely loved it. Fantastic job, Patrick. Thank you so much for your time. The film's incredible.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.